Hey everybody, it's Tony Robbins listener. I don't know if you're watching this because you live in Southern California and you've experienced the devastation of those fires, or if you're someone who's watching, let's say, on social media, or just a concerned human being that cares about people out there. I'd like to share with you what we're going to do out there so that if you know someone in need, you can direct them some places where we can help. Or if you want to join us in donating anything, you'd have that option as well. I was in LA. I don't live in LA, but I happened to gather for some business and to visit some friends on the 7th and 8th Tuesday and Wednesday when this all started, and the devastation, I'm sure you've seen it by now. It's unbelievable. 60 miles, square miles are completely gone. It looks like a war zone. It's the size of Paris that has been wiped out. It's the most intense thing you can imagine. There's 12,000 homes, and all those families have been displaced. So I want to make a difference in that area. Again, my stomping grounds where I grew up, so I care very deeply. But whether died or not, the devastation is beyond imagination. So I'm donating $4 million, $3 million, so it needs to go to the areas that I believe are most important right now, and that is, people are really being generous. They're delivering clothing like crazy, but what's really needed is housing. And so there are 3 organizations we're going to give $1 million each to, and like to tell you who they are and why just real briefly below. And if you decide you want to help someone, you're welcome to, or if you know someone in need, you can point them in that direction. So the first group is the Dream Center. They're a group that works with all the local churches. They work for the people that are most in need. And they're also working with kids out there, helping them to get some computers and things of that nature who can't get to school right now. So we're giving you $1 million to make sure that these people that are making this transition have a place of transition, because there's been a 14-day voucher situation for many of them, and those 14 days are about to run out, and these people will be homeless if we don't find a way. The second $1 million is going to the Be Good organization. Be Good is Beyonce's organization. She's personally put up $2.5 million herself as well, and so we're going to give her $1 million for the exact same thing. She's working with the groups that are really most in need, working through churches and organizations to identify them, and making sure that we're verifying that these people who are in need are really taken care of. Again, working with kids as well. And the third group is my friend Joe Gia, who started Airbnb along with his other couple partners. I believe they put up now 25,000 room nights. We're going to add another $1 million. And so between those 3 organizations, we should really be able to get most people the kind of housing they need. But again, if you know anyone who needs housing, those are 3 organizations. We'll put their websites below. You can refer them to if you want to join and make any kind of donation. We highly recommend them because we went through a huge validation of different organizations before we picked these 3. Second big food need is food, and that's being supplied to a certain amount. But when the media turns away, it won't be long before the next story shows up, and there won't be the attention that needed. So as you probably know, we provide over 100 million meals a year. IDO, through my partnership with Feeding America, we're now doing a 100 billion meal challenge for the world. We did 30 billion meals in the first 2 years, but I'm personally providing 35 million servings of field food over this year here in LA just. Specifically, I'm doing that through a group called Farm Link, phenomenal organization if you want to make a donation. And we're also working with Feeding America, our normal partner. And the other organization working with, of course, is Sharing Excess, which is a group that works extremely hard to bring food to those most in need. Another organization we've been supporting, and those 3 organizations have done a phenomenal job. We're going to provide enough food for everybody. The third big need is the fire department, believe it or not. And they have many different needs. You would think the California state government would taken care of Butte. One of them has been their dispatch system. There's been challenges with that because earlier in the year, last year, they had a massive amount of flooding and rain had affected the system. So we're going to invest $400 and get them that system so they'll be prepared for the next emergency and things will be done well. So that's what we're doing, emotional cost. Just on an economic side, and if you know anyone at all who needs housing, who needs food, or who's in a situation or they want to help the fire department, we're going to put the links below. You can direct people or you can make donations. Then secondly, Then there's the emotional cost. Our home, Miami home years ago in California burned down as well. So I have a direct experience of what that means. We got out with nothing but the clothes on our back, everything burned away, and like so many people, we were devastated. But I have 3 kids at the time, and I knew it needed to be a role model for them. And so I need to focus on the fact that wildest things, while there were great memories and elements, things are replaceable. Obviously, family people are not. And so I got my kids to see that. We went into a real grateful mode. But also what I found was that we needed to have to direct our minds, because otherwise if you don't discipline your disappointment, you're just going to live in anxiety and fear and challenge. So if we can help people physically, and we can help them with the food and with locations, and we can help the fire department, the next is helping people emotionally. And when you go through we're all going to go through excess, stress, at some time extreme stress. I don't care who where, it doesn't matter how good a person you are, how spiritual a person you are, how well too you are, we're all going to experience times where something extreme happens. A family member ourselves get cancer. We have a fire that burns our home down. There's a burglary. There's so many things that can occur, and we're all going to experience them. But if we can push through them, when you get to the other side of extreme stress, the number one thing that happens, you figure out how strong you really are. And we went to go build a new house and start over, and we met new people and new friends and new associates, and I met some new mentors, and that led to fighting some new battles, slaying our dragons, and then developing an even better quality of life. So if you get to the other side of it, you'll find how strong you are, and we all will if we push through. And then the second thing you get when you go through extreme stress is you find out how your real friends are versus your Facebook friends, who's there when you really need it. And then third, when you push through extreme stress, just makes you so much stronger. When something else happens, it's almost like you're immunized against it, like emotionally, like you can handle it better. So in order to help people get to that point, we're going to provide 3 free resources. The first one is, you may have heard of something called energy technology, or energy, or other people call it tapping. There's a 5,000-year-old science that most people have heard of called acupuncture, but those same points on the body can be tapped, and you can release out of your body trauma, pain, and tools. Sounds ridiculous, but there's over 300 studies that have proven this. And when Sandy Hook happened, my partner and I went down and worked with people there and got them through the trauma. It's very powerful. And we built an app that is available to you, anyone in Southern California. We're going to give it to you for free for a year, no strings attached whatsoever. And that app there's a 9-minute piece there to get rid of anxiety. And we've had 27 million finished sessions to give you an idea in the last few years, and we know 2 million of those people have done that, and in 9 minutes they reduce their anxiety by almost 40%. We've got one that calm your nervous system before you go to sleep, racing thoughts, and so we're going to provide that for anybody who needs it. So please let people know there will be a link below. They can click on it and get it for free for an entire year for them, and designed to help you get through the emotion, get through the trauma, and become more resilient. Something you can do for your kids in a few minutes. Something you do for yourself or someone you love. It's very powerful. Second tool is called Nuom. Something I use every night. It's an algorithm that uses sound to calm the human nervous system. It's extremely effective. D-driven. By science, it's another, application. It's $600 a year. I'm going to pay for 6 months of it. And I got the company to put up 6 months. I don't own that company. But Nuom is going to provide a year's worth of service also. It's a download onto the phone. It'll be zero cost to you. And I'm going to do 80 minute interview with the people from Newcom and the people from my partners of the tapping group to tell you a little bit more if you want to know more about it. But the links are here. You can go to links, you can learn more, and you can get it all for free. If you're in Southern California, and again, if you know someone who needs it, let's pass it on to them. And then finally, the third thing to help people psychologically, emotionally, to get to the next level every year since COVID-free event in order to help people. I do a free event, and it's coming up January 30th, 31st, and February 1st. And it's just 3 hours a day, and we have people literally last year from 1.1 million people joined us from every country in the world, and it's all done so you can do it at home. You don't have to go any place. Or if you're not at home, you're a friend's house and you're staying there, or an office. You can do it on Zoom. You can do it on a variety of the tools that we've got. You can do it on your iPad. You can do on your phone. And it's 3 hours a day that will help you to set up your year to win. You don't have to have had a fire for that. This is for anyone, but as long as people are in trouble, we want to help them as well. So, there's zero charge. It's not partially free. It's totally free if you just go to a Time Toys suit. ComeTimeToysSummit.com, click on that, and you can come. And again, this is not just for Southern California. This is for everyone around the world, that we do this about 3 hours a day for 3 days, and you will learn the tools to make this your best year. Ever, what do you do to change your energy, to turn around your body, to make the shifts in your career? We'll give you strategies and tools, and you'll be part of a community of over 1 million people from all over the world who can coach each other and support each other. So that's what we want to do. So if you know anyone that's in need, take a look. We'll have a little chart here below. These are the organizations provide the housing that we've already funded. If you want to help, you can do that as well. We're giving you, the organizations related to food, the fire department, so those 3 are available. And then these other 3 tools are available to anyone who wants them. Again, no charge for full year and no charge obviously for the course, I know. I'm talking really rapidly. I'm just trying to get all in. We just want to provide a comprehensive set of solutions to try to help people in these incredibly difficult time. So thank you for taking a couple minutes to look at this. I hope you'll take advantage of what we're offering, or you'll pass it on to somebody who needs it, or perhaps just join us for the summit yourself for the value for your own life as well. Thank you. Blessings, and we'll all get to the other side of this. The comeback story is always the best story of human beings, right? It's not what we get knocked down. We all get knocked down. It's getting back up and making things better. So ultimately, we got to build our communities to a new level. So thank you, blessings, and hope to meet you in person sometime soon.